remember I was 10 years old, being driven to school in Karachi, Pakistan, the city and country I grew up in. And my car had stopped at a traffic light. And I looked out of the window, and I saw a young girl, looked exactly like me, barefoot, hand pressed out, nose against the glass pane of my car, begging. And that was the first time where I really felt anger. And I thought to myself, why is it that I'm in the car and she's outside? So I started asking difficult questions in school and at home, and nobody wanted to answer those questions. So my mother, who thought I was quite an angry young woman, said, you know, you need to channel this anger. Why don't you start writing? So at the age of 14, I started writing for local newspapers in Pakistan. This is a time when there is no internet and no cell phones, and I'm writing the articles and sending them and mailing them off, and my editor has no idea that a 14-year-old is writing for him. At the age of 17, I got my first big break. I was asked to go undercover to do a story about bullying, extreme bullying, done by children of very wealthy landlords in Pakistan. The morning that the article came out was the Muslim holiday of Eid. And what happened was, my father was going off to say his prayers and very quickly came back. And I could hear him screaming in the house, screaming out my name. And I really thought, I don't know what I've gone and done today, but I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. And my father came up to me and said, what have you written? What have you done? And I asked, what's happened? And he said, they have spray painted your name with profanities across our gate, across the boundary wall, across our neighborhood. And they have done it to shame you. Because I had named and shamed people. For a 17-year-old Muslim girl, I thought to myself, you know, I come from a fairly conservative family. My father is going to ask me to stop doing what I do. But he said something to me that day that has always stayed with me. He said, if you speak the truth, I will stand with you, and so will the world. And then he found the one open shop, got a group of people together, and whitewashed those walls. Very important first lesson. I've always believed since then that having difficult conversations and raising issues is something that is my right to do. In 2001, when 9/11 happened, I was a senior at Smith College in the United States, and I came back to Pakistan to begin telling the stories beyond the headlines. I wanted to talk about the men and women that were creating grassroots change, and talk about the difficult issues through the perspective of those who are tackling it. Stories that you don't often hear that are beyond the headlines.
आप इधर क्या आपकी है हैसियत पोजीशन मालिक हैं क्या है अब यहाँ पर एक मजदूर को आपने मारा यहाँ कमरे में लिटा के मारा कुछ छितर बना हुआ है यहाँ पड़ा हुआ है
ये आपको बात किसने बताई
उसी मजदूर ने ये कौन सा कानून है ये जंगल में रहते हैं हम इंसानों में नहीं रहते
क्या हमारा हक नहीं है
नहीं
हम पैसे जो देते हैं
क्यों देते हैं
वो आप जो है ना हमारे काम को डिस्टर्ब कर रही हैं
नहीं मैं नहीं डिस्टर्ब कर रही मैं नहीं डिस्टर्ब कर रही मैंने तो उनको वो आ गए
या तो आप कह दें ये कारोबार मत करो हमें कह दें
नहीं आप करें लेकिन ऐसा कारोबार नहीं करें जिसमें आप लोगों को मारपीट करें
चलो भी चल ਤੁਹਾਡੇ कोई काम नहीं गए थे निकलो
हम यहाँ पे
कोई बंदा साढ़े लागे ना लगे
अगर आपने बंद नहीं किया तो तोड़ना पड़ेगा
मेरी बात सुने नहीं आप गलत काम नहीं कर रहे हैं आप जैसे पढ़े लिखे लोग ये इस तरह की बात करें
अच्छा ऐसा आराम से बात करें
हमने आपके साथ
अच्छा चुप कर जाए वैसा
मैं नहीं चुप करती कराया मुझे चुप मैं आपकी गुलाम नहीं हूँ यहाँ मजदूरों को आप बंद करके मारते हैं मैं आपकी गुलाम नहीं हूँ
कौन सा बंदा कर रहा है
आप मुझे हल्फिया ये कह दें कि आपके इसी भट्टे पे जिसको आप अपना घर भी कहते हैं जिसको आपका साथ यहाँ पे छितर नहीं मारे मजदूर को तो फिर बात
मैंने ना किसी को मैं आपकी बात को मैं इस बात से इनहराफ नहीं कर रहा
In 2012, I did a film called Saving Face. It was about acid violence in Pakistan. I was looking at the phenomena of how young women who refuse things like marriages, who might want to get a divorce, were being silenced. Acid was being thrown on their faces. This was an issue nobody wanted to talk about. It was reported in the inside of the newspapers. This was something that was part of shame. And the film created ripples.
मैं सो रही थी तो अम्मी के घर में आया इस तरह तो उसने मुझे जला दिया
तो उसने एक सेकंड नहीं लगाया एक सेकंड में मेरी जिंदगी बर्बाद कर दी
So when I heard about the acid violence in my homeland, I said, I must do something. The time is very short right now. She needs surgery. But there is only so much I can do. I'm part of the society which has this disease.
मेरी जिंदगी तबाह हो गई है और किसी को कोई सजा नहीं हुई
मैं कह रहा हूँ डेथ सेंटेंस जिनके ऊपर गुजरी है उनसे कोई नहीं पूछ रहा है
मैं बहुत खुश हूँ और अल्लाह ताला का लाख दफ़ा शुक्र अदा करती हूँ कि मेरी जो ख्वाहिश थी वो पूरी होने वाली है
Saving Face was nominated for an Academy Award and won in 2012. When the film won, the women that had acid thrown on their faces felt empowered to go to court, knew that there was something wrong, that this is a case that they could fight. The Punjab government, which is the large government in the province in Pakistan, made acid crimes a crime that was punishable through anti-terrorism courts, which meant that women who didn't get justice for 6-7 years could now get justice in a matter of months. That was the power of film. That happened because of the noise that Saving Face created. Of course, it came with the backlash, enormous backlash, online. As a 17-year-old, I had my name splashed across my gate and in the neighborhood. Now it was just happening, but it was online. Bitch, you need to get raped. Why do you talk about these issues? Why do you name and shame Pakistan? I'd often wake up in the morning and read news about myself on social media I didn't even know had happened to me. And it was, again, a way to shame me. Earlier this year, I worked on a film about honor killings. When the film came out, the Prime Minister of Pakistan invited me to come and screen the film at the Prime Minister's Secretariat. We screened the film, and he decided that he would work on changing the law on honor killings. Currently, a bill has passed one house in Pakistan is waiting to pass the second house. Working in Pakistan on these issues comes with its own price. But what I've begun to notice is that there are silent supporters. There are men and women who are working to create change, who are looking beyond the headlines, and who are, when people tweet, when people talk about such issues, I'm noticing a change. But people often ask me why I decided to move back to Pakistan. And I say that that is the country where my voice and my work can have the maximum impact. Whether it's acid violence, whether it's honor killings, we need to speak up and we need to speak out. And despite the high price that many of us pay, I've had 3 colleagues killed in the last 2 years in the city that I live in. It is one that we must speak out for. There needs to be this kind of dialogue for our daughters and for the next generation to walk in safer shoes. Thank you.